Hello, everyone. Happy July. It is Tracy coming to you live from Golden Dog Adventure Company headquarters. And I am here today with our July featured expert, who is Monica Allaire from Barrington Barks and Behavior. How are you, Monica?
Hello. Like many of you, I am riding out the heat wave.
Yes, I know. We're all trying to stay cool inside, walking our dogs at midnight, whatever it takes. So you love being the featured expert in July, so maybe you love the heat. And I know we've got all kinds of great programs coming up. And I'm really interested in talking about the official club adventure you're hosting, especially because you have all kinds of water related activities that happen with that. But we will definitely get to that. But before we do, I'd love it if you could introduce yourself as a professional dog trainer and what you do at Barrington Barks and Behavior in case anyone has not heard of you before.
Sure. So I've been at this for quite a while, caring for dogs unofficially for the last 30 years. Formalized my education. I'm a Karen Pryor certified training partner. From there, I went on to become a Nordic Education Center for Ethical Dog Trainer and Behavior Specialist. I graduated from the Dynamic Dog Practitioner program that deals with pain and behavior, and also a functional postural analyst for Galen Maya therapy. So I'm trying to round out my education so that when I am with clients and dogs, we can look at that dog holistically, not just as a problem behavior. I recently became the country representative for the Pet Dog Trainers of Europe. I teach for Nordic Education Center for Dog Trainers, and in my business, I do one-to-one consultations. Of course, you probably all are familiar with Sensory Explorers. That's my one of my passions, and that is basically a multisensory environment. And using that platform of an enriched or multisensory environment, we can make observations about your dog so that we really get to know your unique individual dog.
Exactly. And I love that. And I know that this theme for the month, the education, the focused learning that we're going to be sharing with everyone is really, really important as we've been talking over the last couple of months about more calm behavior with dogs and activity and calming signals and why that's really important. So I know our theme this month is calm in practice, stress, safety, and observation. Can you talk a little bit about what that means and why it's important?
Sure. I think when we're thinking about our own lives and our dogs' lives, we definitely need to pay attention to the amount of stress that we're subjected to, as well as our dogs. And unfortunately, the way we humans live, there are many things that can put us into chronic stress. And because our dogs are alongside of us, they're subject to that too, although they have their own unique set of things that stress them. Stress is a normal part of life. It is necessary to keep us alive. If you had zero stress, you would never be motivated to go seek food, use the bathroom, have social contact, etc. So we have to make a distinction between normal stress and chronic stress. And we're going to be looking this month at what kind of things bring us into this category of chronic or recurrent stress, as well as what kind of things can do the same for our dog. So we're going to be recognizing what are some stressors for ourselves and our dogs. We're going to work to remove or reduce those. We are going to try to rebalance so that we can all come back to homeostasis. Calm could be a little bit of a misnomer because we're entitled to every single emotion. We just don't want to stay at that high arousal all the time, or in the depression. We want to come back to homeostasis so that we can be as healthy and our welfare can be as good as possible. And then the last thing, if we've gone through those categories of recognizing, removing or reducing, rebalancing, relaxing, Oftentimes, we don't even need to dip into retraining, because when our system is in excellent welfare, some of those problem behaviors for ourselves and our dogs reduce on their own. I think I answered your question, but that was a little bit.
Yeah, no, you absolutely did. And it's such perfect timing considering what's going on in the world. I think we need to understand how to de-stress ourselves to better help our dogs. So I'm really interested in learning, the techniques and the that you have for us and all the different resources I know you're going to share. And I know we'll start things off on July 7th, which will next week when we have the pop-up talk, stress, safety, and the dog in front of you. What can people expect to learn at that live Zoom session with you?
I mean, basically, I kind of synopsized right there. We're going to be looking at these stressors. We're going to be finding out ways to reduce them. There's also going to be a focus on communication between our dogs and ourselves. And because being misunderstood or not heard is a huge cause of stress, we're going to talk about the dog's own language. And their language, as identified by Turid Rugas and backed up by research, are called the calming signals. We're going to work on recognizing exactly what our dogs are saying. Calming signals are the dog's polite language. It's different than body language, but you'll see you might see something that has been identified as body language. The calming signals are a deliberate, conscious communication by the dog, either to us or to others around them. And if that's misunderstood, stress goes up, just like us. If we want to be heard and we are not being heard or understood, that can be very stressful. So it's all about stress, the calming signals, and how we can recognize and reduce some of these stressors and help ourselves and our dog. We want the best welfare and well-being that we can achieve.
Yeah, well said. And I know that will be a lead in to our official club adventure, which is our in-person adventure happening in Barrington, where we will put calm into practice. And I know if you've joined Monica's official club adventures in the past, you might recall they were entitled Snowzalin or Yarden Adventures. And this is a little bit different. It will incorporate some of the same things Monica and I were just talking before going live. So can you let us know, Monica, what people can expect to learn and how that education is going to kind of carry over into this in-person event?
Sure. So during the month, as I said, we're going to be identifying stressors. We will be talking about things like curving, splitting, our own body language, so that when you come to the in-person, you're going to have tools at your disposal to aid not just your dog, but yourself in not spiking arousal constantly with your dog. And what I mentioned, these curving, splitting, this is all part of the dog's language. Head turns. We have to be able to see and understand these signals first before we use any of them. If we have an understanding, if our dog is saying to us, I am too close to another dog, and we don't recognize that, it's very hard to respond appropriately. So hopefully the learning over the month, you will have a greater understanding, and you will know when you look at your dog, oh, we're too close. I'm going to make a curve, increase distance, and help my dog not only feel better in the situation, but also trust you as the human to have their back.
Yeah, and that'll be great. And if I understand correctly, too, you're going to have different activities that people will engage in, sort of similar to potentially what they would be doing in the real world, but we'll have this protected environment, and you'll be talking about and having people practice these calming activities and practices that they've learned over the month. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so some of the activities, it might be as simple, and I think last year we did this, as a treat search. So there will be some meeting of species and individual needs. such as the need for foraging. And when a need is met, stress doesn't spike. But there's a specific way we do things. So from the Nordic perspective under Tord Rugas, that's just one example, but there will be other things too, to hopefully expand your dog's behavioral repertoire so that some of these, it's really hard to label this, but some of these approved activities are the go-to, as opposed to your dog feeling like they have to blow up at something. They will have an alternate that actually improves their welfare with
That's
your
wonderful.
support.
Yeah, I know you'll have a very enriched environment in which to then practice this calm behavior with your dog. It's kind of like what you've done over the last couple of years, but taking it to the next level based on science. So I'm really looking forward to what you've created for us this year.
Sure.
And I know that we'll round out the learning at the end of the month on July 28th with Ask the Expert. And that is an opportunity for members to join us in a Zoom session with Monica to get clarification on what you learned for the month, ask any additional questions that you might have. Monica will go into a little bit more depth to explaining things, especially as we go through all of this together. And it's just a wonderful opportunity for members to come together and just finish out, the education that we've learned for the month. Now, the first two events, the Pop-Up Talk and the Official Club Adventure, are open to not yet members and members, but the Ask the Expert session is only open to members. So it's going to be a great month, Monica. Hopefully Mother Nature will work with us and we won't have to, reschedule things to be, 5 a.m. and things like that based on the heat. But is there anything else that people should know before we part ways today?
I'm going to be making some posts in the group, and I will kick things off with a question for all of you, or several questions. I'm going to ask you all to identify what type of things cause you stress and what kind of things cause your dog stress. And it's just, you can answer in the comment, just simple lists for me, this, and this. And I'm going to probably bring some of those answers into my pop-up talk, because when we collectively write our lists, there could be something that someone hasn't thought of. And they could have an oh my goodness, I never even thought that could be a stressor for my dog, or oh yeah, that does stress me out too. So we're going to bring all that together. So I really encourage you to please participate when I post your prompts in the group.
Yeah, that'll be helpful. That's a great idea before the pop-up talk happens. And if you're interested in learning more or signing up for any of these events, just go to our website at goldendognh.com and click on the Adventures tab, and you will see all of these events as well as all of the events we have scheduled for July and some beyond. And you can learn more about them and you can register if you're interested. So I'm looking forward to it, Monica. It looks like we'll see you next week on the 7th for the pop-up talk. And obviously you'll be engaging with us in the community, which will be fantastic. So thank you for watching today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us in the community and tag myself or tag Monica, and I'll get you connected with Monica if you have any questions at all. Monica, thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next week for a kickoff of a month of great learning.
Awesome. Thanks, Tracy.
All right, everyone. Have a great weekend and stay cool.
Bye.